let's get to the final topic. Relationships are our greatest mirrors. Now, it can be. It depends on how you look at it. Your significant other is a representation of what you are. Another aspect is when your spouse ensures you stay on your square regarding your appearance and image. Your relationship will tell the world who you are and what you deem acceptable. When my wife walks outside the house, you guys see me. And when I walk outside the house, you guys see my wife. What does that mean? There's a standard that I have in the house, and there's a standard that I want my wife to be, because that's ultimately going to shape into what the family is when raising our son, because he's then going to go out in the world and be a representation of us. So when you see my wife and see how she carries herself, you also see her husband, because because as far as your husband, that's who you allow your wife to be. Now, regarding me, when people see me outside, they're going to see what woman is putting up with this. This must be a good woman. This must be a psychopath. This must be a dimwit. With me, you see a good woman. You see a great woman. You know why? Because as many times as I've been approached by women, I wish I'd stop approaching married men. I really do. But as much as I've been approached by women, I turn all of them down. Now, of course, my discipline and whatever the case may be, I don't believe in cheating. But they say you must have a real great woman to be faithful to her, like the way you are. And to that, the answer is yes. When you see me, you see my wife. Now, Trigger Mike said this: relationships are the greatest projector, leaving marriage to avoid facing failure. That is true. And that goes to the self-sabotaging relationship conversation. I don't know if I had that. I definitely had that on Clubhouse. I don't think I had that on YouTube. But as far as marriage being a great projector, if you failed in a marriage, you have an opportunity to fix it. But the problem is the shame, the hardship, the road back to glory is so long, hard, pause. Nobody wants to go through that, particularly women. Now, one of the greatest things about me, I'm just going to peel the curtain back just a little bit. One thing about me is I'm very patient. I'm very forgiving. Because the rare times, and I do mean rare times, that my wife might have screwed up here and there, like might have gone off or whatever the case may be, I'm very patient, because I'm going to let her get it out of her system. And then I'm going to present her with whatever facts pertain to the situation. And whenever she comes back and apologizes, I said, baby, I forgive you. It's all good. You ain't got to worry about that. Patient and very forgiving. I am. A lot of people wouldn't do what my wife does, and that's apologize if she does screw up. They'd rather just run away. My wife is not running away. So some of y'all need to get like my wife. And what the anti say? Oh yeah, every man qualifies for submission. I was inclined to disagree with Anton. Then he broke it down, saying when it comes to danger and protection, what does a woman do? Succumb to the man to protect them. And the question is, yeah, that is true. Most men do qualify. I'm not going to say all men, of course, but most men do qualify for submission, because he's willing to protect you and he's willing to die for you. And that makes perfect sense. And I agree 1000%. Now, Bruiser. See, one thing Bruiser does that annoys me So go to some extreme length to prove his point. I think he brought up, I forgot what he brought up. Maybe he brought up the LGBT or whatever the situation was, or maybe it's trigger mind, I can't remember. But the fact of the matter is this: speaking to the majority, yeah, most men will defend women, and girls are they're probably obligated to defend them. Granted, I'm only obligated to protect one woman, and she's in there asleep. But men do protect women. So, and guess what? I tell I also say this: don't have to be married for them to submit. I have had plenty of women submitted to me. Never mind the job I work; that's irrelevant. But many women have in the past submitted to me for my protection. Excuse me, for their protection. And I'm not married to either one of them. It's just a common courtesy that I did for them. So yeah, Anton is right. Now, Bruiser brought up the feminine man. And it's just these extremes. But the question is that particular man going to stand and protect the woman? If the answer is yes, then your point is invalid. If the answer is no, then you might have a point, but I'm not going to go out there and assume that majority of men are feminine and they won't protect a woman. Yeah, that was a bad faith argument on Bruiser's part. Hella disingenuous, if you ask me.